A long-standing tradition is celebrated every year in Puerto Rico on June 23rd, Noche de San Juan, where Puerto Ricans practice different types of superstitious rituals in the beach, rivers, or pools. The most common ritual is jumping backwards into the water 3 to 9 times to ward off the bad luck for the rest of the year. Isla Verde is one of the public beaches where people and families gather to enjoy this celebration, with music, games, food, and drinks. The origin of this festivity of a religious nature, since on June 24th, believers celebrated the birth of John the Baptist, who baptized Jesus of Nazareth in the Jordan River. The Catholic Church lists John the Baptist as a saint, and the celebration would have begun around the year 400 in the Common Era and is one of the 3 birthdays celebrated by Catholics, in addition to that of Jesus and his mother Mary. Over the years, the holiday has become a secular one where people perform rituals carrying various superstitions related to the state. Due to the great attendance for the celebration, the Secretary of the Department of Public Security, Alexis Torres, anticipated all the businesses assigned to the agency activated their security plan to deal with any incidents. 210 police agents worked in the festivities, and also the Department of Natural Resources exhorted the people to deposit the garbage they generated on trash cans and not leave it on the beach. The Senate has passed the most sweeping bill in decades designed to prevent gun violence. All 50 Democratic senators and 15 Republicans, including Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, voted to send the bill to the House. The measure offers grants to states with red flag laws and crisis prevention programs, enhanced program checks for young Americans aged 18 to 21, and seeks to close the boyfriend loophole by keeping guns away from non-spouse dating partners convicted of abuse. The bipartisan bill now goes on to the House, and it's expected to pass in a vote that Speaker Nancy Pelosi says will bring the floor swiftly. The bill still faces opposition from the NRA, which argues that it, quote, falls short at every level. St. Lucia's Prime Minister is taking the helm of the Caribbean Development Bank, the financial institution tasked with helping Caribbean nations achieve sustainable and long-term economic growth and development. Our One Caribbean News' DeAndre Hamilton reports.
St. Lucia has assumed the chairmanship of the Caribbean Development Bank, or CDB, for 2022-2023. The bank's Board of Governors will be led now by Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Philip Pierre. The announcement was made at the closing ceremony of the CDB's 52nd annual meeting held in the Turks and Caicos Islands recently. In giving his remarks on the final day of the 2-week event, the new chairman pledged to promote the goals and mission of the CDB and thanked the outgoing chairman, Premier of the Turks and Caicos Islands, Washington Mizik, for his service.
I accept with humility and promise to use my best efforts to promote the goals and mission of this august regional institution. Let me thank the outgoing chairman, Chief Minister, Honorable Charles W. Mizik, for his capable tenure as chairman last year and for the hosting of this conference.
Pierre also noted that the CDB should focus on holistic development and urged states to target the well-being of youths.
I believe that our development focus must be holistic and improve the lives and livelihoods of our women, differently able, and the youth. In this regard, I urge states to focus on the economic well-being of our young people.
In his remarks, the president of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Jean Leon, said he looks forward to working with Prime Minister Pierre.
To our incoming chair in absentia, Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Philip J. Pierre, we eagerly look forward to working with you to craft and execute your vision for your coming tenure as chairman of the Board of Governors.
DeAndre Hamilton reporting.
Trinidad and Tobago consumers starting Wednesday are faced with a 28% increase in the retail price for flour after the state-owned National Flour Mills Limited announced a 33% hike in the wholesale price of the commodity. The mills blame the hike on the ongoing war in Ukraine, where Russian troops have invaded the Eastern European country. A major wheat producer, it said that while it has been able to secure sufficient wheat stocks to ensure the country has an adequate supply of flour for the rest of the year, it came at a 49% spike in existing prices. Minister of Trade and Industry Paula Gopskoon, responding to questions in the House of Representatives about how government will protect the vulnerable due to the price hike, said the increase in flour prices is only a temporary situation and that the government is actively seeking solutions.
Let me say that the price of wheat is not within our control and is symptomatic of the ongoing global food crisis. It should be noted that there are no duties, there are no taxes attached to wheat imports. And this government has also been proactive during fiscal 2022 to the zero rating of basic food items.
The trade minister said so far Trinidad and Tobago have the lowest price in flour in Guyana.
Most of the countries in CARICOM have increased the price of flour at least once this year. However, even with this increase, it is to be noted that flour in Trinidad and Tobago will still be on an average of 19% cheaper than in other CARICOM countries.
A bold idea to restrict nicotine in tobacco products on the U.S. mainland. The Biden administration signaled that it will develop a proposed rule that one health expert says, if enacted, could have a huge impact on public health in this country. Mandy Gather has more on what the proposal could mean.
The future of tobacco in the U.S. up in the air. The level of nicotine allowed in cigarettes and other tobacco products could be changing.
Reducing nicotine in cigarettes will for the first time really make smoking a free choice.
The FDA says nicotine is the ingredient that makes it hard for some people to quit smoking. A new proposed rule would establish a maximum nicotine level in cigarettes and other tobacco products.
We'll do more to reduce the number of people who die from tobacco use than any other single action that could have been taken.
According to the CDC, cigarette smoking causes about 1 in every 5 deaths in the U.S. every year. Data from 2014 shows more than 480,000 deaths annually. Matthew Myers, president of the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, says the new rule would also lower the number of children who become addicted to tobacco.
Tobacco itself does not taste good to a young person. They continue to smoke only because they become addicted. This will fundamentally transform the health of our young people.
The regulations wouldn't happen overnight, and there's no guarantee the proposed rule would be enacted. The FDA will have to issue their proposal, then have public comment, which could take a year or more. Experts say it's likely that tobacco companies would then sue to keep the rule from going into place.
The new interactive was released as a part of what is called the administration's Unified Agenda, released twice a year, and this is a set of planned federal regulations in action.